Morning everyone. I legitimately feel like it's been ages since I picked up the camera because this is my first time filming in the whole of October. It's been a month in a really good way. October is always my favorite month of the year. It is my birth month. It's the middle of spring in Australia. It's part of the BER lineup, which is the most elite set of months ever. I've also had a couple of like book related events, which you would have seen on my TikTok and my Instagram. So it's been a really fun month. I've enjoyed it a lot. But there's one other thing. It is spooky season. During the spring, I actually tend to gravitate more towards like light fantasy rom-coms or more romance books, but October specifically is definitely the month where I reach for more spooky kind of autumn reads, just because it is Halloween season. I haven't updated you at all on what I'm reading or what I've been reading this October because frankly I haven't read that many books. I've been reading a lot of fanfic instead, but every physical book that I have read has been very much in that sort of spooky season theme. You'll see that in my wrap up at the end of the month. I am on a roll and I don't plan on stopping, so I've been filling my TBR up for October with different spooky or like something to do with paranormal activity kind of recommendations, and so I'm going to be tackling a couple more of those today. I am really excited for this first book because I have a friend who's just been begging me to read this book for the better part of this year and I've just not been listening to her, but I think it's finally time, and that is Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. This is set in a small town in Kentucky and it's about a house called Starling House. This is like this abandoned, not abandoned, but it's a home that everyone avoids. It's this beautiful grand home that has a lot of like lore and taboo kind of around it. Everyone believes that it is haunted, and it is occupied by an heir of the Starling family each time, and the current heir, he's a completely reclusive, like a lone sort of guy, but he hires our main character Opal to work as a housekeeper. So yeah, spooky old house. She goes to work for the reclusive heir. Pretty sure it has those sort of like spookier gothic vibes, which is exactly what I was looking for. And the friend who's been making me read this is raving about it, so let's hope she's right. I assume this is going to be like a house that's not necessarily horror, but it can like transport you into different, I don't know, I'm just guessing. I haven't heard anything else about this, but I'm really excited to get into this one, especially because there is another Alex E. Harrow book on my TBR for the end of the month. That is The Everlasting, between a librarian and a lady knight. So I do want to get more of a taste of her writing style. That is our first book. Let's get straight into it. Oh my god, brief and completely unrelated intermission. I wanted to tell you about the pop-up I went to on Saturday. It was Books with Jess, and you've probably seen me wearing this sweatshirt a lot. That is from Books with Jess. All of my Kindle stickers, Books with Jess. So she did a pop-up in Sydney, and of course I had to go. I completely forgot to mention it because I wasn't filming when it happened, but I do want to show you what I got because I'm in love with it. My Kindle has never looked better. I love the clear case and I love the stickers and everything, but the clear case was yellowing as they usually do, so I switched it up for this one. It's got such a cute little pink detail on it, and it's one of those magnetic ones where when you open the cover, the Kindle turns on, so I don't even have to press a button. This is perfect for me. The next thing I got was this shirt I'm wearing today. It's the Happy Place shirt. I love it. I love subtle bookish merch, and this is like one of the best ones ever. It's like, if you know, you know. It's not overt bookish merch, but it's so cute, and especially coming into the summer months, it's gonna be great. And the last thing, I won a little free spinny wheel and they said I can pick a sticker, free sticker, and I saw this sticker. The thing is, I'm not even a Draco fangirl. I'm a Dramini fan in the fan fiction. I was like, you know what though? I have to get it. I have to get it because I am a Dramini like reader on AO3. I have to commemorate it somehow, and it's such a nice sticker. Like, I love it. I have a very similar one that I bought ages ago, and it's the Lana Del Rey version. I'm thinking when I decorate my room, stay tuned for that. I will be doing that soon. I'll put the Lana Del Rey sticker up somewhere because I do love her. But that's all. That was my mini haul. But I just wanted to say that. Back to the book. Alright, a little update. I'm a third of the way in. This is a really short book. It's only 300 pages long. This book is not a particularly plotty book, I feel. It's slow paced, but it's really interesting, and I love how the atmosphere is written. As I had guessed, this is about a house that is kind of sentient. There are more secrets to be uncovered. We haven't really gotten that far into exploring that aspect. We've just gotten to the part where our main character Opal starts working as the housekeeper for this place. Of course, she has some interactions with a famously secretive and reclusive heir, who is our other main character, Arthur. He's quiet, he's stoic, but he genuinely is a really caring person. There is a romance plot. It wasn't advertised as a romance, so I think this is quite interesting. But yeah, so far we're just seeing the beginning of Opal and Arthur kind of opening up to one another. The house is also starting to be taken care of, and that's where I think the like sentient nature of the house will tie in. But there is a plot that is underlying all of this. This town, Eden in Kentucky, has a pretty storied past with a family called the Graveleys, and they owned a bunch of these big power and energy conglomerates which are currently poisoning the atmosphere of the town. I think they're evil. I just can't prove it. And once Opal started working as the housekeeper to Starling House, people from Gravely Power have been showing up to kind of get her to reveal the secrets of the house or whatnot. Like, we still haven't gotten that far into that part. That's only just started, but that's the first 100 pages. I'm liking it. It's quite interesting. It's quite different from the sorts of books I usually read. I love a strong plot. I also love a strong character-focused story. This one is more just vibes. I was trying to think of a smarter way to say that, but it's mainly the feeling that the writing gives you and that the story gives you. It's mysterious. It's a little bit eerie. I'm excited to see where it goes, whether it takes more of like a horror or a romance or a mystery kind of route. I don't particularly know. I can't wait to learn more about the house and also the plot line with the Graveleys. I really do want to see where it goes, so I'll keep you updated, but so far I am really liking it. Okay, I'm currently on page 200, so I'm 2/3 of the way in. I just have 100 pages left, so let's do one more update. I'm flying through this book. It's so easy to read. It's so atmospheric, which I think I said before, but yeah, before I do that though, I do want to make a cup of tea. I got this for my birthday. It is a literal tea advent calendar, and I've been going through like one a day. Well, not really one a day, but we are on day 5 right now, so I'm gonna have a look. I'm really happy. Peppermint is my favorite like non-milky tea. I'm gonna go and make that, but this is maybe one of the best gifts I've ever received. Oh, that is so good. All right, anyway, Starling House. We have spent this second third of the book really getting to know the lore of Starling House, of the Graveleys, of the Starling family, of everything that is happening in Eden, Kentucky. Like, this is a lot of history and understanding of like the backstory and why Starling House kind of is the way that it is right now. It explains what happened to previous Starlings, and it goes a little more into the rift between the Starlings and the Graveleys, although there is a little bit more that needs to be revealed before we can understand what's going on. And of course there is the strengthening of the relationship between Arthur and Opal. Much like the first third of the book, very easy to read, a very quick read, very interesting as well. Good morning guys, it's breakfast time, but let's talk about Starling House, which I did end up finishing last night. It was such a quick read. I'm going to be giving Starling House 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I think it was honestly a perfect spooky season read, but also exactly the sort of book that I badly wanted to read. Why is this candle not lighting? Like, it's really, this is too much. Thank God for Draco Talk, because this scent is amazing and I would not have discovered it otherwise. Okay, my general thoughts on Starling House were that it was fast-paced, very atmospheric, very well written, and just perfect for this sort of like spooky season feeling, because it was so eerie in the way that it was done, incredibly unique, and I think Alex E. Harrow is a very talented writer. I've told you exactly how the plot went, so I'm not going to rehash any of that, but I will say I didn't find myself connected to the characters or to the plot line, but somehow I really liked it. I really liked the fact that it was the atmosphere that was more so driving my interest in the story rather than my love for any of the characters or any of the plot lines that were occurring. Don't feel that I can give it more than 3.5 stars, but I think if I read this in the winter time, because it is spring and verging on summer in Australia right now, like Perhaps it wasn't the right timing, but this is definitely going on my winter roster for next year. That was really nice, and I love when a friend recommends me something and I really end up enjoying it. The next book that I want to read in this video was also a recommendation by a friend, and we were talking about this at that pop-up. We were talking about how much we love Ali Hazelwood's recent works, and she asked me to read a novella. It is Six Scorched Roses by Carissa Broadbent, and it's part of the Crowns of Nyaxia series, which I really liked the first 2 books of. I did not love the third, and I won't be continuing the series, but that novella is like 1.5, so it falls between the first 2 books in the series. So I think it would be a perfect read. It's also a novella, so it's going to be pretty short, and the reason it relates to spooky season is it's about vampires. I believe there is some sort of deal that our main character strikes with a vampire, if I'm not mistaken. Lilith, our main character strikes a bargain with a vampire called Vale. And of course it's a romantasy, so it's a little bit different from Starling House, but I think this would be perfect. Just a short, fun read. I think Amazon might be down because this was not sending to my Kindle. So I'm going to go for the audiobook. Thank God for Spotify once again. It's only a 4.5 hour audiobook, and I listen on 2 times speed, so I'm gonna finish this really quickly. I'm gonna cook my breakfast and I'm gonna start listening to this audiobook. So, I seem to have gotten through half the audiobook, and it just dawned on me I've gone through half of the book and I haven't talked to you yet. I'm loving this. This is exactly what I needed. So this story is set in a town which has become afflicted by a plague or some sort of illness that is spreading across, and our main character goes to the local vampire, well, a vampire she knows is living kind of on the outskirts of this town, and asks for the use of his blood to create a cure. Now, of course, the vampire, grumpy, scary, stoic, whatnot, he is really resistant towards giving her blood, and so she promises him for each vial of blood that she draws over 6 months, she will bring him 6 roses, and apparently there's something special about the roses. So that is our starting point for this story. She makes a deal with a vampire. I find a problem with a lot of novellas, and I've noticed this pretty recently because I've been reading a lot of novellas, is that there's not enough time, because it's so short, to adequately flesh out the characters or create a compelling plot line. I am not finding this to be an issue in this book at all. I'm loving it. I really, really like our main characters. So our main character, what's her name? Lilith. Oh yeah, how can I forget that name? Lilith is intelligent. She is actually kind of funny. She's headstrong and stubborn. She's a very likable main character. She's also in her 30s, which I like that. I like that she's got her wits about her. And then our male main character, Vale, he is a vampire. He's initially quite cold and he tries to be scary, but it doesn't work on Lilith. He has a really like sensitive and like sweet kind of heart. He like banters here and there, but we haven't really seen him be too flirtatious or anything like that just yet. But so far, I love them. I love their dynamic, and the brewing romance and the underlying plot line, they were all quite good. This is a great novella, so thank you to that friend who told me to read it. I'm gonna continue reading it. It's still not working on my Kindle. I don't know what's going on exactly. But yeah, I've only got 2 hours of the audiobook left. I should be finished really quickly. Oh my god, wait, how could I forget? I need to have my tea of the day. I think we're on day 6. I'm pretty sure I opened 5 yesterday. Day 6 is this one down the bottom. Oh, The Quiet Mind. When times get tense, turn to this. Rosehip, apple, peppermint, chamomile, elderberry. Oh wow, it has everything. This looks a lot like the peppermint. This is like my version of a blind box, honestly. I love this. Interesting. I'm gonna brew this. I'm gonna continue listening to the audiobook. I'll see you later. I finished. I love that. 4 stars. Of course, there is that plotline then of them trying to save the town. There is the plotline of her falling in love with the vampire, and I had a great time. It didn't feel like a novella because, as I said, sometimes novellas do feel a little bit more rushed just because of how short they are. No, I felt like the characters were fully fleshed out in this one. They were a delight to watch, like their interactions with each other, and also their like position in the plotline was a lot of fun, and their relationship was the cutest. I really did enjoy watching that grow, but I would have liked a longer book on them. I didn't mention this, but the Vampire Kingdom, Obertrace, I think that's how you say it, they pray to a god called Nyaxia, and she's like an exiled goddess, and so that's the goddess of the vampires. And now the other gods that are followed in the place where this story is set, they are part of the pantheon. I think it's called the White Pantheon, and then Nyaxia was exiled from that. The village or the priests, they try to hunt down vampires, so that makes it a lot more riskier. The fact that, what's his name? Vale. The fact that Vale is in close proximity to this town and is having like an engagement with Lilith, like that complicates issues as well. But anyway, that was a lot of fun. I think I now have to return to fanfiction. And that's all for this video. I think I'm gonna go grab a little sweet treat now. Maybe go to the gym. Maybe start a fanfiction, I don't really know. But I'm pretty sure that completes my spooky season TBR. I'll see you next time for the wrap up. Bye!